Right, what's going on, people? My name is Axel Blake. I am a stand up comedian and I am also a now property investor. But what I'm going to talk to you about is my mental health in the world of stand up comedy for me. I'm entering Mr. B's self made mental health awareness challenge. And I'm about to tell you my story. So let's go back. What were we? 2020. So let's go back to 2018. Now, I had been doing comedy for 10 years. And after a certain amount of time, you think to yourself, like, I need to do a big live show. You know, one where everyone's coming out. It kind of represents your growth, how far you've gone, what you've achieved, and I thought, yeah, it's about time. Now, it's all about what venue you do. The bigger the venue, the bigger the capacity, the bigger you are. That's how you see it. The bigger the venue, the bigger you are. So I decided to do. I'd done some more shows before throughout the years, 2000, 7, 2000, and a few other years. No, 2000. What was I saying? 2007, 2000, and I don't know, 12, 14, like small shows, like 300 seater. Anyways, I decided to do a my biggest ever show. It was on my 30th birthday, and that was on June the 2nd, 2018. I decided to go for O2 Indigo. Now, O2 Indigo holds 2,500 people. It's not cheap. It's big. It's huge. To fill out that, you have to be up there. You have to, it's hard to sell that out. And the price to book them venues, you have to book a year in advance. So I had to book this venue in 2017, July 2017. And I, the price was ridiculous. The price was like, what? Like, what? You being serious? Anyways, I thought to myself, if I'm going to believe yourself, put your money where your mouth is. You got to, invest in yourself. So I done what I could and I decided, let me book this venue. And once I had booked the venue, that's when the realization hit me like, right, I booked it now. There's no turning back. Now I've got to fill all these seats. At the time, I had built up quite a good social media following. So I had the pull of social media. I was well established on the stand up. I also was, doing numbers on social media. So, I had both to kind of help one another. To the point where some people on social media didn't even know I was a stand up comedian. So, anyways, now I'd booked the venue, which was in the thousands, tens of thousands, honestly, just booking it. I had to go sell these tickets. So me and my cousin had to price up how much does a ticket sell for, how much does each ticket sell for, you know, that because there's two tiers, bottom tier, top tier. How much the e-ticket sell for you could make your money back for that heavy loss potentially, and whatnot. We got to a good figure. We got to about, I think it was 25, £30, things like that. Yeah, 25 to 30. Some tickets were about 35. Anyway, started trying to sell it, should I say. Now, when I decided to start selling it, because me and my cousin was deciding, well, my cousin was managing me at the time. He was saying to me, well, when should we start selling? And I was like, I don't know. Usually when you do like 400 seaters, it's like, I don't know, like 3 months before. But remember, I had already got the venue in July. So like 11 months before. Now, I spoke to a few people that had done big venues like this, and some of them have said, yeah, we sell a year in advance. So by the time I had spoke to a few people about selling his tickets a year in advance, it was like carnival, so it was like August, September. So I was like, oh, so I could start selling now. And I was like, yeah. But then I thought to myself, does it look good, me start selling in September? Anyways, I don't know why I pushed it. I let Christmas go by, and so it was the year of the show. Obviously, I got 6 months because it's January. And I think I started selling it January or February. It was about January. But I had to I had to kind of build up because before that I was building up my social media following, my buzz, getting people ready for me to go. Boom! By the way, I got my big show, And in that time, I was writing. Writing, making sure I've got a nice solid piece. Stand-up comedies, it's all about your writing. Like if you've ever watched Kevin Hart and his interviews, you're writing a year in advance, easy, year and a half. Plus, he's got 6, 7 writers. But you're writing everything in advance. So when you're doing your shows, you're not doing your material that you're gonna use on your show. So it's hard to kind of use it. It's hard to know whether your stuff's gonna work, and you're talking for an hour minimum. Yeah, so it was very difficult. Anyways, I built up the following, kept going, kept doing my stuff, and I decided to start pushing the show. Now people wasn't reacting to my ticket prices the way I wanted it to. They was like, "Oh, Axel, man, that's a lot. That's too much." And these were my people. So I was kind of thinking, what have I done? Because it's already up online. It's already up on the websites as that price. So I'm like, is it too much? Is it too little? That was the first kind of mental problem I was having. Yeah, that was the first one. I was like, oh my gosh, is it a lot? Is it too much? Why is it not selling? So it was selling, but it wasn't. We had a long way to go. Remember 2,500? We had a long way to go, And I looked at my calendar and I broke down the calendar. How many weeks? I gave myself deadlines. Like at this point we should sell this much and this. I broke it all down, So my cousin and my people was like, don't worry, don't fret. It happens. People are slow buyers. It happens. Don't worry. But I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like in March. What do you mean? It should be this much by now, and it weren't happening. It wasn't happening. Now the numbers weren't building up as much as I wanted it to. So it was making me panic. And what I had realized is I had associated this show with my self-worth. So to me, it was like, you don't sell this show, you're not good enough. People don't come. If it looks half empty, you might as well quit. That kind of thing. It's like, this represents you, and it was really getting to me. I was also trying to write my jokes at this time, and halfway through about April, so there was 2 months left, I was getting writer's block. Now, writer's block, obviously, if you don't know, is when nothing comes to mind. Nothing comes to mind. Nothing at all. So my head was blocked up. I didn't know what to write. And I had like 20 minutes of comfortable material. And I had an hour minimum to do. You tend to go over just in case. So I was trying to do an hour 20. So I had another hour to write, basically. And writer's block. But I was still on social media trying to pump out stuff. Now, what I was doing is I was panicking because I was saying on my social media, yo, make sure you come down. It's going to be crazy. We've sold this much. However, we didn't really sell as much as I was saying, but I was building up the hype, building up the snowball effect. And I was like, if I'm screaming, oh, people are, it's this much, make sure you come. And there's not that many people coming or there when you turn up. It's like, it was really bothering me. So I wanted to get a good balance of social media content and writing. Because writing's personal. I tend to write, it's weird, like when I'm in the shower or going on a long drive or a long walk, or when I wake up in the morning, that was my usual times where I'm just like... But it's always when I'm alone, you're writing when you're alone, when your mind's just flowing. So I try to create a routine, but the routine sometimes writing doesn't. It's like writing a song, saying write a song between 9 to 5. It doesn't happen like that. You write a song when it comes to you, inspired by something that happened or when you're walking. Things happen, and it just wasn't happening at all. So it was really getting to me. I was starting to get depressed. I was getting anxious. I started to get antisocial because people was asking me, oh, can you meet me for tickets? But it was very slow. But it got to a point where by end of April, May, it was picking up a lot. But it didn't look like where the show date was and where the ticket sales was, I was like, this ain't, how we keeping up? How we gonna catch up? So it didn't look like that to me. So I was just getting depressed. I couldn't write. I was just getting upset. I couldn't be around people. Even my relationship was taking its toll because I wasn't being myself. I wasn't being myself. The person I was on social media wasn't a true representation of me at the time because I was all over the place. It was really bothering me. I couldn't. I wanted to I had all visions of going gym, getting all nice and pumped and ready for the show. And you remember all that money I'd flung into there. I don't want to say the amounts, but we're talking tens of thousands, tens of thousands. Then I got a camera crew. That alone was tens of thousands as well. So I had the venue, tens of thousands, and the camera crew, that was tens of thousands as well. And I was like, I'm going to be in debt. I'm going to be in horrible debt. I put my all into this. Everything I could think of into this. And I never felt so dark in my life. I don't even know what that feeling was, but I felt low. Low. We're coming up to the middle of May now, just like a week or two before. Now tickets really picked up. Really. I'm talking zoom, to the point where on the day of the show, tickets were still selling. At the end of the day, I did sell out the show. But I was so nervous. I was so hot. The feeling inside, even when I think about it to this day, it's put me off completely. I felt so low. I didn't even, the angst, the anxiety when I used to think, when I was backstage, like I remember I had to still film like, oh, you man, I'm coming out soon. I can't wait. Get ready, and people are messaging me like, oh, I can't wait for you to come out. But that's what I had to do on social media. But inside, I almost dropped to tears. I remember I was pacing up and down. People wanted to come in and like congratulate and like, the film crew and like your stage manager. They want to come in and talk to you. I was like, I can't. To the point, even my son was there. He couldn't speak to me. I had nobody could speak to me. I was so low. I had no one to speak to. And I didn't want to speak to anyone. That was the antisocial side of me that came out. And I'm not like that on a normal day. But I didn't even want to do the show. It got to the point where I was like, I can't do this. This is too much. I've been through too much. And I went, I gave it my all, and I put on a great show. Or so people told me. And everything worked out in the end, but that feeling, when I came off the stage and I came backstage and met my partner and we was together and she's like, well done and whatnot, I felt, it took a while, but I felt it's like 20% of the pain that I went through and the anxiety and the depression and antisocialness like went away because it's like, okay, there's no more of this. And it took about 2 weeks for me I was losing hair. I was breaking out. I don't know what I was going through. It was horrible to the point where now I wouldn't do another live show like that again. People have asked me. This was 2 years ago. June, my biggest show, 2,500. 2nd of June, 30th birthday. And I couldn't do it again. I wouldn't do it again. Even now, I don't even do social media as much. If you know me before 2018, you know I was active. And if you've seen, I don't do social media. It put me off. I felt I wasn't being myself, and it's opened my eyes. Now I'm in a very good place, very happy place, just engaged with my partner, my fiance. Everything's all good. We got a happy home. Everything's, and it wasn't like that before. There's too much stress, too much problems. Like I felt like I was bringing other people's energy, and I created my own horrible mental mind. I don't know what was going in my mind at the time, but it was so low, and I never want to do that again. And I'm just thankful that I was able to come out of it, realize, and steer. I don't know how, but I know it was thanks to my partner that I was able to steer myself and become better and get rid of those feelings. Anxiety gone, depression gone, antisocial. I'm not antisocial, but you know, I'm much better. Much better. So yeah, that's my story. That is my story. I know Byron wanted me to be under 15 minutes, so we're just a bit over. So I just want to say that's how I suffered from mental health. Um, and I just want to reach out to anyone. If you've ever suffered, how did you suffer? Describe it, and how did you battle it? How did you overcome it? Where are you at now? Are you still going through it? Um, so yeah, thank you for listening to my story. I hope I didn't waffle on. And yeah, thank you. My name is Axel Blake, and I took part in Mr. B's Self-Made Mental Health Awareness Challenge. Thank you. Good night. Yeah, yeah.